was such like a random thing.
Just more balls, right?
Yeah, more balls to get in the basket, bro.
Baskets.
The balls are supposed to go in that basket. I think it only happens if you're on
I'm just
PEDs.
picturing like Shaq or something like, the basket is my mouth.
So David Goggins is somebody who is just like mentally deranged in a way that's going to help him lose or just be hyper motivated.
Okay, I know very little about this guy.
Really?
I just know, so my old roommate, Tyler, I guess his name doesn't matter.
What was the last name?
Oh yeah, it's redacted.
Oh, crazy. I know a couple redacteds.
It's crazy. They're all over. I saw a post that was like, CIA panics when they find out that they've been accidentally using a black highlighter this whole time. But he had done a marathon in the past, and when he was living with me, he was like, I want to get back into it. And he was showing me like a post here, a post there about David Goggins, who's like hyper crazy. Another guy who's similar is Jocko Willink. I don't know if you know him yet.
Jocko, yeah, is he crazy like that? I know he's a BJJ guy.
Yeah, from my understanding, his Instagram is literally just a picture of him every day with his watch covered in sweat at like 3:30. He's like, get after it.
That's crazy.
Just every day his workout.
I've seen it like
his post-workout drip.
Literally. I've seen he has like a podcast from like 4 years ago that he did.
I think it's still going.
Yeah. But like the videos I'm seeing, I think YouTube is doing the right thing maybe and showing me the beginning stuff, and then it's slowly getting newer. But I watched some of them, and some of the things are weird. I don't know. Like it'll be the title will be like something I'm interested in, and then it just seems like it's a circle jerk for BJJ.
Yeah.
I'll be like, it'll be somebody said that wrestling is better than BJJ because they've done wrestling for X amount of years, and then they started to learn BJJ, and they caught onto it really quick. And at the same time, they were teaching some of the BJJ there wrestling, but they only got to like high school level, and they're not catching on as quick. And they were like, it just was a big circle jerk for why it's harder for a BJJer to learn wrestling. And then they end up ending at the conclusion, which I think was the right conclusion at the end, which was he got to a blue belt, which would be the equivalent of somebody training as much to get to the high school level in wrestling.
Okay.
And I don't know. That's about all. It just seemed like a weird...
To me, the whole jiu-jitsu versus X martial art just seems so unfair, because either it's a martial art with like striking, and then it's like apples and oranges.
Yeah,
they're two sides of a different coin. Is
that
a saying?
I saw one about Muay Thai and BJJ. And it's like,
how do you compare it?
Yeah,
or it's another grappling thing, and then it just feels like, because jiu-jitsu is not like an Olympic sport or anything, it feels like the jiu-jitsu rule set is just like, any grappling move is you use it in jiu-jitsu. So it's like, oh, wrestling's really good? Cool, I'm stealing it.
Right.
You can just be a really good wrestler and win jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Like, it just feels like cheating. So comparing it just feels...
Yeah, it was weird. And the other thing they said in that one, which was fair, was like, you're really motivated to learn jiu-jitsu, but you're just teaching them, and they may not have the same level of motivation, so they don't want to learn as much. But also, you getting your blue belt and them getting to this level is roughly equivalent in like time put in and how fast they've gone.
That's another good point too, because wrestling is like one phase of jiu-jitsu. So the same amount of knowledge and skill spread over like 5 other positions, including that. Of course, you're going to be worse at the one aspect.
Yeah.
Like, how could you not? And that's why I don't stand up. I just sit down.
You just pull guard. You're the meme.
I do. Hey, I make sure I have a grip first.
Yeah.
So I'm not the worst kind of the meme.
David Goggins. He was, I guess, a fit guy in the past, and then he kind of lost control of it all, and he got really overweight, and he wanted to go join the Navy SEALs. And when he tried going to the military, they told him, "Hey, you weigh too much." So he's like, I'm gonna lose weight.
And he's like, "Cause I'm so jacked," and they're like,
"No,
you need to go watch this video by Kyrgyzstan."
Yeah, and his go-to was to eat like a banana a day and just run. So he did get his like ultra marathon kind of ideal from that, because he lost a lot of weight really, really, really quickly. He has that insane mental, where usually from the Patreon we talked about a little bit before, if you start to burn a lot of weight but you don't compensate in other way, a lot of calories, but you don't compensate by adding a little bit more food to keep yourself satiated, you're gonna like reverse binge, or not reverse, you're gonna binge and reverse it all up. But he's so strong. He was able to just do it, and he lost like 100 pounds in 3 months.
Jesus.
It was insane.
I feel like even it's cool that your willpower was good enough to do that, but like that feels dangerous still. Like aside from like whatever bad habits you might developing or like whatever, that's gotta hurt your body.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
that's gotta like wreck your system.
He was doing a run, and he was just didn't have enough energy, and he ended up, I think, breaking his ankle.
Yep.
And he was bleeding, right? Like through the break from the run. Dude just called his, I think it's his mom, to bring duct tape. And he literally duct taped his foot and finished the marathon. Like, he just is insane. Dude is...
I agree with your assessment of insane.
Yeah.
I've had multiple times in my life where people, like, even if they'll sometimes they'll say things outright, or they'll just imply it, or I feel like they're judging it. And it's just like, you're such a baby, like it doesn't hurt that bad, or like power through it, or just do this or whatever. And my whole thought process is like, why?
Yeah.
Why would I do, like, a big example was when I got my wisdom teeth out. I wanted to write on a pen and paper, so my wisdom teeth grew in to my mouth instead of up like normal good teeth. Yeah, they were bad, naughty teeth.
They were bad girls.
Yeah, they had to. My wisdom teeth were women. The rest of my teeth all male. That's why those ones got kicked out.
I was gonna say they kept their guard open.
Back to jujitsu.
I went from being vegan back to vegetarian, but then taking up BJJ. So I replaced one annoying thing to talk about all the time with another annoying thing to talk about all the time. But the other one I talk about so much more than I did before.
Yeah, you never got that annoying vegan thing.
No.
But yay. It's okay because I'm interested, so it sucks for everyone else. So they had, my wisdom teeth were growing inward. So they had to slice open my gums because they weren't even close to peaking, like Dennis Reynolds, right? Yeah. So they had to slice open my gums and bust them up and then tweezer out the shards of teeth.
That's how you were born, right?
Kinda, yeah, basically. As I come, so do my teeth. But so I was extra...
Samuel or Milo.
It just sucked because my brother just got his like...
Yeah, just popped out.
So I felt like a bitch. But so I was not taking the pain pills because it was like the super high prescription opioid.
They made me sick.
I took I think 2 doses and I did not like. I threw up one, and then the other time I just did not like living in Wayne's World.
No, I think you and I had the exact same experience. Like I took one at the hospital, and then I did my next one, and I was like, "That's it.
Yep.
I'm not going to do this anymore." So I quit
that, which makes the pain worse. And so I was like, you know what would save me a little bit of discomfort is just writing my words out instead of talking. I can talk. I can push through the pain. It's not a problem. But why would I cause myself more pain? Why don't I just let my mouth heal? And so, yeah, I would not tape my broken open wound ankle to finish running a mile. I'd probably just be like, another day. I'll keep running. It'll be fine.
Yeah. So David's cool as far as like ultra motivation. You know, you can watch him and get some sort of motivation. You can read his stuff and get some sort of motivation. But he is like probably clinically insane. I mean, he also has a challenge where I think it was like 10,000 pull-ups in a day or something like that. And he's like literally shedding skin off of his hands by the end of it. Because he grabs onto the bar, which has a grip on it so that they don't just slide off. And that's just ripping away at his hands. And he has it wrapped and he's bleeding through it. And it's like, why? It doesn't matter that much. Like 10,000, like you did 8,000. That's really cool. That's so awesome. Okay. No. But yeah, he's hyper motivation for sure.
But that, I feel like that creeps upon dangerous levels. Like culty, insane. Because either you match his insanity and hurt yourself, or you kick yourself because you can't match his insanity and you hurt yourself in a different way. Right.
He is not one of a kind. There's a lot of people like him that are in the CrossFit world. And we see a lot of the opposite, the really bad stuff in that CrossFit world.
I hate CrossFitters. They just like won't shut up about their stupid little after work club.
Like what the just
not
move on, dude. Like sure, you exercise, I get it. But like I've seen a lot of CrossFit like competitions and stuff like that, and they're really cool. I really like watching.
Wait, how do you compete
in CrossFit?
Yeah,
they have. It's like,
is it just working out?
It's really cool to watch. There's some documentaries on YouTube that are actually pretty dope to see, but they have several events, and you have to do a certain number of reps, and everybody has to do it, and it's heavy weights mixed with cardio, which is pretty much what CrossFit is.
Yeah.
And you're doing it 4 times, and you have to do proper form on all of them in the games.
That doesn't sound like CrossFit. The
Right,
few
I know.
videos I've seen, the fucking full swing pull up to jack your spine. Yeah.
Right. And it's in the competitions, you have to do proper form or they don't count. And they have judges for each individual competitor.
Nice.
And you might do 20 reps of something, but maybe only 5 of them count because you did them wrong, which means you're going to be there so much longer. And those are cool.
As it should be.
Yeah. And then you go to a CrossFit gym and they do that stuff. You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And people get hurt because they try to be too far into it and too like, I got to go fast, but form doesn't matter.
It's like,
and that's the bad side. The CrossFitters that do the competitions are the David Goggins, super motivated. I'm going to hurt myself, but in a good way. And then the people that follow them are the ones like, I'm going to hurt myself, and I'm going to actually hurt myself.
I'm going to hurt myself in a bad way.
Yeah.
As opposed to the good way? Yeah, I don't know. That just reminded me of, I think, last week's Patreon video where one of the challenges he had to do was the 100 squats.
Yeah.
And the whole time you're just like, none of these count. These don't count.
Yeah.
Nope, stop.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yep. No, but CrossFit games are super cool to watch. There's some
interesting.
really cool, like, competitive people in there that are just insane, like, pinnacle of fitness. And you're like, holy cow. And then there's, the actual CrossFit as it's done by the majority of people that you're like, why?
I mean, I get it. Like, hey, on one hand, I really like anything you can do to get a mass group of people, like, enthused about working out is cool.
Mm-hmm.
The few videos I've seen, it's like, and I'll even put up with the crazy, always jabbering about what you do. I'm a CrossFitter. Cool. It just looks dangerous. The few videos I've seen. And admittedly, like 50% of them is Marjorie Taylor Greene doing her workouts. So.
Yeah. CrossFit has a lot of people that Planet Fitness gets a really bad rap because it's like people don't know how to work out. But I think Planet Fitness gets conflated with the
I love
CrossFit
those
crowd.
Compilations
Yeah.
of the people using the machines in a way that I could only dream of.
There's one guy at the club I go to who he'll go to the cable tower and he grabs the weights underhand like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's
what
supposed.
kind of grip is it?
Hmm?
What kind of handle?
Oh, it's just a straight short bar.
Okay.
So he'll grab onto that, and he kind of goes down a little bit. So he's kind of squatted, and his abs are contracted. So I think it's supposed to be an ab exercise, but what it ends up being is he's just he's just humping over and over again.
I was gonna make it as a joke, and that's just what it is.
Yeah, and it's so good because like this guy too, probably like almost 70 years old, and he doesn't have headphones, but he'll still listen to his church, like I don't know, lessons or whatever they are.
Okay.
But what he does is he has like wood cutting, or not even wood cutting, the better type of sound suppressant headphones for a shooting range.
Okay.
He puts those on, and then he puts his phone right here in it. So he's just listening to it.
It's worked the last 65 years.
Yeah.
I'm not changing now with
Yeah,
your
it's
goddamn
great.
AirPods.
So you can hear him like, you can walk by and you can somewhat hear something about Jesus being talked about, and he's just humping with weight.
we got to like set up a hidden camera, and he's facing this way, and you stand behind him, and you start dancing.
At the same club, there's a group of people who are very obviously using steroids, and you can kind of tell just because they come in
I'm using
frequently.
steroids.
You are using steroids, yeah, like literally.
Very obviously.
Mm-hmm. They come in, and you can see when they're more jacked versus when they're getting flat, but they're coming in the same amount all the time, and you can see when they're more like intense with their workouts or maybe a little bit more aggressive just in general. Well, one of them is back on their cycle, and when I saw them leaving the club the other day, they were bleeding not just through one shirt, but through 2 shirts. Because a very common thing of some PEDs is really bad back acne.
Oh, I did know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was working out, and he just like was pushing so much weight that he, oh my God. It makes me sick to think about it. He popped them all.
Uh-huh.
And oh my God.
And he's one of those guys that doesn't wipe down the bench after.
Ooh. Yeah. God, it was so gross. When he left, I was like, he's bleeding through his shirt.
He's got like the sweat ring right here. And he's got like the blood ring back here.
Oh my God. It was so bad. Unless he was, I don't know.
I just don't, unless you're doing something for like money, like professionally, I just don't understand steroids.
I understand where it comes from, and it's that we have Instagram, right?
Yeah.
And people look at the bodies on Instagram, which are
I'll stop posting.
are gonna be in the best lighting possible, which make your shoulders have more shadow to them, so they look bigger, right? And then you do it after a pump, and they're on steroids, and a lot of them might also have just subtle Photoshop to them.
I was gonna say also that you're missing the big one.
Right.
You're assuming all those photos are natty, and like the people in them, probably not.
Nope. Like they're gonna just not be what they actually look like, but you're comparing yourself to that photo, so people start taking PEDs. And there used to be a thing way back in the day, not even like 5 years ago, where people were like, if people were just more honest that they were on steroids, people wouldn't be as tempted to use them. And I think it's the opposite. I think now that people have been more open to steroid use, more people are like, oh, I can look like him if I take steroids. That's my goal. I want to look like him. So now they start taking steroids.
Yeah.
We've seen.
Like, I don't get it. I guess it's okay if people do it. I just worry that people are doing it without actually. It's like freaking sex ed we need for the gym bros.
Yeah.
It's like you need to understand what you're actually doing to your body. And then if you still want to do it, I guess go berserk. But
yep. No, 100%.
You have to understand this is not actually going to improve your life, really. And
it's going to make it worse. You're going to.
Do you like your balls?
Also, do you like not having anxiety? Does it do
anxiety?
That's something that they don't talk about a lot, and it's that you're gonna get a lot of paranoia and anger issues. So your anxiety is gonna go through the roof, causing paranoia, right? And then you're gonna get mad, and the two of those in conjunction just don't work well together.
I knew about like anger issues. That's like the classic joke you always see in like movies.
Yeah. So it's just not talked about enough. You're gonna hate life. You're gonna look good, but you're not gonna be happy.
And like I could see maybe doing like a short cycle here and there to like just okay, a little speed boost, but not like as a regular. I don't know. That just seems crazy to me. But also, obviously, I don't put a high emphasis on getting super jacked. So maybe it's just my beta cuck.
Yeah, you're not an alpha male enough.
Yeah. Did you? I saw. Speaking of alpha males, right?
Critical Role.
Andrew Tate.
Oh.
He like quote tweeted this trans woman, and she posted something about the election. I don't know, and he's like, "This is why we shouldn't listen to women. They're so stupid," or something. And everyone's like quoting him. They're like, "Okay, he's misogynistic, but
pro-trans.
He's trans inclusive misogyny." So good job.
Well, yeah, there was something he said a while back too about how it was something along the lines of like kissing the homies isn't gay because it just shows how masculine you are.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Right. So it's like he's a personality and he's trying to build a specific brand, and then every once in a while I think the real him kind of breaks through. It's one of those statistics that's like, I think we talked about it forever ago. A lot of I guess basketball players end up getting, I guess there was like a really large trans sex community among basketball players, which is such like a random thing.
Just more balls, right?
Yeah. More balls to get in the basket, bro.
Baskets.
I don't think the balls are supposed to go in that basket. I think it only happens if you're on
I'm just
PEDs.
picturing like Shaq or something like, the basket is my mouth.
No,
that's not a Shaq impression, but you know.
Okay. So it's July.
Yeah.
So much has happened.
Bro, okay, I have a conspiracy theory that I think I believe in like 40%.
Yes. What is this? Only 40?
I think we were all wrong and the Mayans were right. I think the world did end in 2012. Or at least the dominoes started falling there. I think Obama's last term broke the right, which caused them to elect Trump, which broke pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
And then COVID came out, and then looking at that, because I've thought about this before, and I was like, whatever, just people go crazy. But just this month has like outdone 2016 to 2023.
It's been
an assassination attempt on a president by a person who subscribes to his political party and is obsessed with guns he used an AR-15,
Mm-hmm.
which is what the left people have been talking about this whole time banning.
Right.
And then at the Republican convention, they were raffling away AR-15s for free.
And it's insane, right? Like, my favorite is Hulk Hogan ripping off his shirt to show a Trump shirt underneath it. Like, it was some sort of like convention that was supposed to be cool. And I'm sorry, maybe this is a hot take. Politics isn't supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be boring. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't have theatrics in it.
That was the original counter to MAGA. It was MABA or whatever. You can't say it.
Yeah.
Make politics boring again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's what's. Yeah. No. Oh my God. Okay.
Which is so close to Idiocracy, where Terry Crews is up. Like,
literally. Oh.
And Crocs are really big again. Like.
Well, those are never leaving.
Yeah. Well, weren't Crocs originally made for Idiocracy?
Were they?
I think so.
I have no idea.
Because those are the shoes they use, and I think that's where Croc had their first big getaway, was selling a whole bunch of those shoes to them, and then now they've made a big resurgence over the last 4 years, and we have
life imitates art. But so another funny, not conspiracy, it's just funny, is Trump has a new vice president nominee. What?
Runner.
He is the nominee for
JD,
vice president. His running partner, whatever. And all they have to do to change his 2020 signs is cross out the first 2 letters of Pence and replace it with VA, because it's Trump Vance instead of Trump Pence.
Oh man!
And so like, guys, we can save on signage.
It's been wild on all sides. Like we were talking about earlier, the conspiracy theories from the left, the conspiracy theories from the right. Yeah. That like people on the right have been making new like Instagram and Twitter accounts for Thomas, the shooter.
Okay.
And in their bio has been like, Black Lives Matter, I love the left, fuck Republicans, to try to like make a following so they can be like, no, he was registered as a Republican, but he's actually liberal as hell. But then you can look at the day that they were made, and it was like after he was dead.
What's so dumb, because the most convincing thing I've seen for that, because yeah, there's all the, he's a right winger, he's a left winger, he's a fake right winger, he's CIA. Mm. Like his search history revealed that he was looking into a bunch of different politicians on both sides.
Yeah.
And I think he just went to Trump because he was like the closest politician.
Probably. That makes sense.
When he wanted to do a shooting. Like, why can't we just do the simplest A, B, C?
We can't. We have to look at when he was 16 years old, he spent $15 on a Democratic fundraiser.
Which can't have happened because they don't accept donations from people under 18.
Right. And it's like, they're like, no, it was done from his address. It's like, okay. Like, maybe his father did it, or, maybe they made a bet and he lied on his age or something. Like,
no.
Even if it is real, right? Like,
I'm pretty sure it's a different Thomas Crooks from the same state.
Oh. I thought they had the confirmed address from his same. I don't know though, but even if it was able to go through, mm-hmm. He was 16 years old, mm-hmm. right? It's not like political change or thoughts can't change. They can 100%. You can go from one party to another, especially
every day.
That 16 years to 20.
Yeah.
And then we don't know the part to it, like his mom, I think, is Democratic. His dad is Republican. It could have been he listened to his mom a lot that year and he had a lot of like, I'd agree with this one, or maybe he lost a bet to his friends or something. Like, there's just, it's not,
or it wasn't him, or
yeah.
And like, it's dumb because you can grasp on to that small thing, but you ignore all the other things where it's like, oh, he was wearing a shirt from a company that makes guns and he subscribed to their like YouTube channel and he referenced them and okay, so he liked guns. Oh, all of his classmates said he was super conservative. He wore like camo to school and he was in a shooting club. And it's like, okay, it's pointing to one side. Oh, he's registered as a Republican. Okay. No.
No, that's not it. Can't be. Look at him. He looks like a liberal cuck. Which I've read.
I'll give you that one.
And then there was a news article or a reporting a video of somebody like, I went to high school with this guy. He was bullied a lot, but you could tell that the person saying that was one of the people that bullied him.
Yeah.
Like, crazy. This is also, there were a few things that came from this that I was like, oh my God, One of them is you could tell that he was whiter than white because they were like saying he was such a smart kid in articles.
I saw someone like tweeted that was like, I love how you can tell if the shooter's white or not based on the headline.
Yeah.
And it was like, very smart, blah, 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 killed or something. Like, yeah.
Yeah, because one of them was like, one of the lines was he even had materials to make bombs in his car showing how smart of a kid he was. And it's like, what the hell? But
when that kid makes a clock in school, he gets in trouble.
Yeah, insane. It's crazy. And then the other one was the amount of like sexism that came from it. Have you seen that?
Oh, from the Secret Service people.
Yeah. And it's like they're just like harping on this one girl who's like trying to get him to go down. He's like, no, hold on, let me get up and do the fit. Like he's the one that made that choice and made her get down. And then there's also a guy right next to her that's at the same level she's at. Like, yeah. I don't know. And oh man.
Have you seen the worst selfie in history?
No.
Oh, okay. So it's a guy who's like front row at the rally behind Trump. You can see him on the stage giving a speech. He's recording. He's like, yeah, Trump, blah, blah, blah. And then he decides to flip the camera to record himself right as the guns go off. So he could have had like a really good video. He probably made a bunch of money.
Have you seen the conspiracy theory of the guy that, because there's a photo where you can see the bullet coming towards Trump.
Yeah.
Right. And I can't remember his name, but he's the same guy that took the photo of the bullet going towards, what's the president's name? I forgot it last time too.
Which one?
The last time he got shot in the chest.
Got shot in the chest?
Yeah.
Who got shot in the chest? Reagan?
Yeah, Reagan. The last time I think it was Reagan. He's the same guy that took that photo as well. So the conspiracy theory is that he's there for all these like once in a lifetime shots because he's the one that's hiring the people.
Yeah, his camera also fires bullets. That's a loud shutter you got there.
And they got all of these conspiracies for what they are doing.
Yeah. Oh, and they keep saying they. It's like, who's they? It's one kid. I don't know.
Right. Which reminds me of one thing, and I gotta be right back.
Okay. He's freaking Grinch walking out of here. What the hell was that? Yeah, so the other thing, Biden got COVID, which is not great, but so we got one presidential nominee that attempted assassination, one presidential nominee that contracted what might be a deadly illness for him because he's a little old. We got just a little mini Y2K that happened. Why not?
That was crazy. I also just love that Anthony didn't know what Y2K was yet.
Oh my God, that was so funny. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, I mean, he was a child. I mean, it's fair.
Yeah, but like, I was a child. I only know of it because of like TV shows that reference it and stuff. Right. For anyone that doesn't know, there's a cybersecurity company that is like huge worldwide. They distribute their tech to a lot of other like airlines or banks or basically people that use Windows might hire them or might hire like one of three others. Mm-hmm. Well, this company pushed out an update that caused it to crash on Windows 11.
Yeah.
And so a ton of flights were canceled. Banks were having trouble processing transactions.
Dispatching for the police.
Yep, police
a lot of
systems. And yeah, so like it was a mini Y2K because not all computers were affected, but it shows, I mean, if there was something that hit the majority of computers, we would be so screwed.
Like the amount, what is their name? CrowdStrike. They're no longer a company after this.
I mean, maybe.
I think they're just gonna get sued out the wazoo, and they're gonna have to file for bankruptcy, and they're just gonna go down.
Maybe. Yeah, I saw their stock went way down, but I don't know. It's just
like Delta. There was a new thing that got passed by the Biden administration, which helps out you flyers over there, saying that if your flight gets canceled, you are now owed reimbursement. Before, they would give you a partial credit that expired in less than a year, 331 days.
Which is kind of insane. The airlines just get so many special rules. Yeah. I feel like if your sector is that, which it is, it's very important for a big part of the economy. There can only be so many companies that work in one airport. You can't just have airports everywhere, so it makes sense. Maybe we just nationalize it? I don't know.
Right? Yeah, something.
Like if the government's already paying for it.
Yeah. But he made it, or the administration made a rule that now if they cancel the flight, they owe you a full reimbursement. When this happened at like 11 p.m. on that first night, Delta had to cancel every single flight. Every single one, which means they now owe millions of dollars in reimbursement. They're gonna go out. There's just no way that they're not. Like,
well, it's okay because they can't make the transfers because the banks aren't working.
But speaking of I want to give Buddy this card. But if you guys don't know, it's upside down. It's Buddy's birthday. Not today, but by the time,
ago.
Yeah, 2 days ago. By the time this video would come out, it will be 2 days ago.
On your birthday, remember what they say. I can't read that.
No, you can just read the...
Actually, who cares what they say? Do they have a name? Did they care enough? I can't read cursive. To get you a card? No, I did. So remember what I say. Have a great birthday. Get ready to be mounted, choked, and submitted.
Yeah. This is
Aww,
this is a hit piece. I'm going to go after Buddy and mount, choke, and submit him in that order. No, but I thought this was great. I was looking at a bunch of cards, and I was like, they also... This is incredibly manipulative, the other side, isn't it?
Well,
who cares what they say? They didn't send you a card.
Yeah.
Listen to me.
I'm the only one who loves you.
Also, earlier...
Now let me mount you.
Yeah, now let me mount you. You said you wanted snickerdoodles. Doodle.
Yep.
And it was unfortunate because
'em.
I went and got city cakes.
Uh-huh.
And I was debating over this one with the blueberries on it or a snickerdoodle one. And I decided to go with the one with blueberries on it.
I accept your offering. They're little cupcakes. They're
They
so
are
cute.
little cupcakes. We can show the people.
Show the people. Show they.
Show they. Got
This
little...
card. Wait, hold on. I got to figure out how to word this before committing to saying it out loud.
Okay. But we got all these little cakes, which are all vegan and like incredibly good. One of them's even gluten-free and you wouldn't like be able to tell. But we got red velvet, vanilla, and lemon. Or maybe that one's lemon and that one's vanilla.
Maybe. Looks good.
Yeah, they're super good.
Thank you. Are they for me or are you just showing off?
Oh, yeah, they're for me.
Okay.
No,
Look at, I went to, guys, check it out.
I got these vegan cakes. Aren't they good? You can't.
I
have
only
any.
regretted the snickerdoodle thing because it would have made it hurt for you that much more.
Yeah, they're for you.
You get this card in a thruple, right?
Okay.
Where you've got a he, you got a she, and you got a they.
That is crazy.
Who cares what they say?
But yeah, since we got into the conversation today, I figured that'd be the perfect time to bring that one out.
Yeah. Cool.
Happy birthday, hombre.
Am I supposed to try and eat one of these?
Do it. Eat one.
That's so messy. Like the football player. I want this one.
Do it.
I want to see if it lives up to the snickerdoodle name.
No, it's not snickerdoodle.
I know.
You can't. It's not. It's the lemon one. Lemon. They're so moist and good and delicious.
Have you seen that post where it's like when you're eating a cupcake and you take off the little panties?
Okay, so have you seen like the superior way to eat a cupcake?
No.
You take the panties off all the way, and then you rip the bottom half off, and you put it on top. And you make an
cup sandwich.
Yeah, I was thinking Oreo, but
What's the
yours
difference?
is
What did I say?
Cup sandwich.
And you said
Oreo,
and those are different.
And how are they different?
Prove it. Oh,
nice. Heck yeah. Is that the lemon one?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Lemony.
Very good. Probably my favorite dessert flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Lemon.
That's when I was looking at them because I was going through and I got red velvet. 'Cause I know last year we had red velvet for your birthday. We had a cake from the same place, and then lemon. I know we went to the donut shop and I got the lemon one, and then I was like, that's so much chocolate from the red velvet stuff. Maybe I'll do a vanilla one. And I was like, snickerdoodles. Doodle? I don't know.
I mean, I don't usually crave snickerdoodle.
Right.
That's why it was rare.
I did think about the cookies too, like the Lenny and Larry cookies, and I was like, well, no,
Damn it!
he doesn't really get those.
God, this is worse than getting shot in the ear.
Isn't it crazy that he started wearing the little cap and people were wearing caps on their ears in solidarity.
Nothing surprises me.
So if he would have just worn a mask in COVID, people would have.
Right?
What
was Trump supposed to do? I don't know. Half the country does anything he says.
Anything, or does. Like, instead, he was like, I don't know, like, bleach yourself.
Yeah. Why not?
And then outside of that, there was some more. We had the Y2K, which was crazy and affected a good chunk of people. We had the shooting. We have COVID Biden, and then we have today. Breaking news today. A couple days ago when you're listening to this.
It's breaking for us.
Yeah.
Take yourself back.
Biden is no longer going to win the 2024 election.
And I predicted it.
Yeah. He just can't. He's no longer a part of it.
Well, and getting COVID totally, this is like the perfect time for him to back out too.
Yeah.
Like it all made sense.
I saw a post and it was like, man, the timeline that lost both presidents within a week is having a rough time. The timeline that Trump got shot in the head and died, and then Biden got COVID and died.
That would be like hectic, because I don't think anyone would know what to do.
No, especially at the time when the RNC hadn't given a vice president yet. Like, it would have just been a scramble. Kamala would have come up, and then there would have been nobody for the RNC, and then, like, it would have been insane. And
we missed out on it. Dang it.
We did. I am so glad, like, that the shooting missed, that the dude didn't end up killing Trump.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
That I'm just glad.
That's good that you're glad.
Yeah. Because could you imagine, like, how crazy the world would have been if he had died? Like, how quick it would have turned into, like, just murder?
I mean, I don't know.
I just feel like questions would have been asked later, and people would have been getting shot sooner.
For sure.
Not, like, across all of America, but there would have definitely been, like, a high spike of just people dying due to political violence.
It would have been bad, no matter what happened.
Mm.
And yeah, it's good that it didn't go.
And it's good that the person that, like, the person that did the shooting was the most, like, the best case scenario.
Which is why it's a conspiracy.
Yeah, super white Republican. Because if it would have been anybody that was queer at all, mass hysteria. If it would have been anybody that has any sort of pigment in their skin, mass hysteria. Anybody that could even be connected to immigration, like, it would have been insane.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this was a good plant, but I mean, a good, just happy accident with the...
I can't believe they said that he's a bad shot, but he was just using iron shot sights and he almost got him.
Dude,
it obviously was a plant. He was such a good shot that the CIA told his high school that he couldn't be there because they had better plans for him. And then
got, like, recruited into...
Yeah.
We have a job for you. Oh, cool. I can't wait to start my job and do all these, like, missions for you. We have a job for you.
What do you mean?
This is a mind-blowing opportunity we've got for you here.
Wow.
This is really going to put a head start on your career.
You won't be able to live this one down.
We're going to shoot you.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's wild. I can't wait to see what happens in the last 10 days of July.
Oh, I know. Well, then there's, like, at my apartment, I also had a shooting. And it happened, which isn't nearly as crazy as this, but the response my apartment complex gave was crazy, which was a lot of us here know the unit that's responsible for a lot of this.
Yeah.
And a lot of us went to our apartment and said, hey, get rid of them. They're kind of like, we've had the police over at my apartment like 5 times in the last 3 weeks, you know, like with patrols blocking off sections of the apartment complex, drones in the airs because of this individual, you know, like I haven't seen them since the shooting though, because of the shooting probably. But my apartment complex goes, we can't stop crime, and we're in the real estate business, not the crime prevention business. And it's like, cool, we're not asking you to stop the crime, but maybe get rid of the people that's endangering people. Like, one person got shot at your apartment complex because of this.
Maybe don't let him live here. I don't know.
Yeah, but the other night I was sleeping and I woke up to, but I fell asleep listening to a YouTube video, and I didn't know if I like it was something in the video somehow, but it was a BJJ video that I fell asleep to. So I was like, I don't think so.
Yeah, but the algorithm took you to the Trump rally.
Yeah. It was that night. And then, so I like waited for the police to come down and see if anything else was going on, you know, nothing new happened. So I went to bed. And I tried looking up the next day, found nothing on it. And then I was walking around my apartment complex the other day and I saw a car that has like, I don't know, 11 plus bullet holes in it. And then a house that has a bullet in it, and then like a whole bunch of crazy stuff. So I was able to find the video, and that's where I found the news article, and that's where I found the quote. And then another thing that happened in July, which is stirred up a lot of controversy on the creator side.
Okay.
There's a very popular YouTube creator called Cody Co.
Okay.
And there's been some allegations from another YouTube creator named Tanner something, or it's a girl, Hannah.
Montana.
No, I can't remember her name all of a sudden. Taylor, I can't remember. But
there were like a bunch of different names there.
Yeah, it's something that is generally speaking not liked. She did some things when she was first starting her career that a lot of people just found annoying, so they don't like her. And
been there.
Yeah, but she still has a decent following now. It's been several years, and she said on a podcast that Cody Co slept with her when she was 17 and he was 25.
Okay.
And then another creator, Hannah Gabby, said that she was at a party several years back and she saw this content creator who was 25 who was talking up to somebody that was a minor, and she said, "Hey, just so you know, that girl is a minor." And he's like, "Oh, thank you." And then he ended up sleeping with her that night.
I love diamonds.
And it's kind of an odd thing that sparked where like there was some ill will from the person that said, "Hey, this happened to me," but it wasn't like I'm going to take them to court for statutory rape, but I am accusing them of statutory, right?
Yeah. I want to convict them in the public, but I don't really care about.
Yeah. And then Cody Co has not said anything about it at all. He's just been completely silent.
Interesting strategy.
Yeah, he's posted more videos and he's been doing other things and he's just not said anything. So a lot of the content circles around here, the viewers have started getting mad at other content creators that haven't talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you know, Cody Co, why aren't you talking about this situation? Why are you covering up for the man? And it's turned into this whole like men protecting men thing. So now a lot of people have to talk on it, like, no, it's not a man protecting man thing. As a 25-year-old, you shouldn't be sleeping with a 17-year-old. Like, you guys are finding out about this at the same time I'm finding out about this. But there's a whole other section of people that are saying 17 is pretty much 18. And it's...
Yeah?
Right. It's like, okay, you're close, but... And then there's the other camp saying, like, she was 17. It is absolutely disgusting. How dare they? And I was thinking about it because I'm like, in the universe that we're at presently, the girl that was 17 agreed to sleep with the guy that was 25.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy that was 25 knew they were 17 and agreed to sleep with him. So, like, yeah, there was a little bit of, like, I don't know what the word there is, but...
I need to know what the word is. Or the feeling behind the word.
The feeling behind the word. Like, yeah,
how much are you condemning this pedophile?
For me, it's something I would never do. Because,
okay, that's
like...
useless.
Yeah, because, you know, I think I've said it before. If I'm on a dating app, anything 3 years younger, I'm like, oh, child. But I think my actual thoughts on it, because I was thinking about it here, is like, I don't think you're an adult and able to, like, make decisions like that fully until you're at least 21. I don't know why 21 feels like the age for me, because maybe it's now you can drink and you're an adult. But it doesn't make sense to me to say, this is a minor, they're 17, but if they were 18 in a month, then it would have been okay.
Yeah.
To me, it's if one of them's wrong, they should both be wrong. Like, there shouldn't be like a barrier of like, oh no, she turns 18 next week, but since she wasn't, it's not a thing. Like, that feels predatory to me and gross, right? If you're going to choose like an arbitrary number of like, no, this person's not okay, but now they are okay.
What about in places where the age of consent is 16?
Where like, now, consent I think is completely different. Okay. Right? If you consent to do it, then that's one thing, as long as the consent isn't being coerced.
Wait, what's wrong about a 25-year-old and a 17-year-old if not consent?
if not consent. It's the idea of what I'm not this 25 with a 17-year-old. That's not the part I'm going about. It's the people that are saying, oh, but she's almost 18.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part that I think they're the gross ones. Because they've drawn a line of like, oh no, you can't sleep with somebody that's 17, but the moment they're 18, oh my God, Pickens.
Yeah.
It's just like a weird.
If you fly to the East Coast, you're good to go.
Yeah, to me, it's just like a weird line to draw where you're, I don't know, you're.
Yeah, but you're saying both are wrong, right?
I think generally speaking, as a 25-year-old, you shouldn't be trying to go after a 17-year-old, right? Especially once you find they're 17.
Generally.
But then there's the consent part, right? Where like if you guys have been talking for a while, you know each other, and like it's what you guys are gonna do and be in a relationship, then I don't know, more power to you. But if there's ever a part where it's like you're a famous creator and you're talking to somebody that's 17 and you use your influencing of being a creator or being someone that's famous to get them to sleep with you, then it's scummy for a different reason as well. I feel like
I think it all boils down to it's scummy because you're kind of putting your fingers on the scale of consent.
Yeah, right.
Like the whole statutory thing is still an issue with consent because we've kind of all agreed that like, hey, kids might consent to something, but they can't actually do that. They can't actually give you the full, real, actual consent.
Right.
Yeah.
And like Romeo and Juliet laws don't protect that age gap either, I guess. And then it's
I just don't
the whole
understand.
thing to me, I guess, just feels really wrong.
Yeah.
Not like the whole thing, not just any one part of it. Because this happened like a decade ago.
Yeah.
And for this person now to come out and be accusing of it feels like they're just doing it for content, to get a stir, to get popularity. And that feels wrong for people who have gone through statutory situations, because now it seems like you're just using their plight to be a jumpstart for your career when people don't like you and you're trying to get back in the spotlight. And then the people saying like, oh, well, I mean, she would have been 18 soon enough anyways, is like a weird line to draw for me. It feels like if them being a couple months younger isn't okay, but them now being a couple months older, it's okay. It's weird to me.
It's weird because the whole 18 thing, the whole point is we're trying to get like, at some point, at least legally, we have to draw like, here's the cutoff. Like, hey, 21, you can drink. There are tons of people that when they turn 21 probably shouldn't drink.
Yeah.
There are tons of people 19. It's like you're probably okay. You can still do it responsibly. Like we just have to draw a line. So yeah, the whole 1 month later and then it's morally okay doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it just feels like a weird line to like. I get it legally wise, but to be very very angry and like we need to cancel this person over it. But if it would have been 2 months later, like, that's fine.
Yeah.
That to me just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's dumb.
It's an odd stance to stand on for me.
It's just dumb.
Yeah. And then to get mad at content creators that aren't necessarily affiliate. Like there's some people are getting, like I saw a video, it's like a 30-minute video of two creators that are in the same genre of YouTube videos, but they've never interacted with them, that were forced by their community to make an apology video. And it's like,
why would you ever?
Why?
Like if Braden gets... I'm not saying he will, if he gets convicted of something like this,
why me?
Why are you gonna ask me to say something about it? I don't know that guy. I'm just gonna go black out his character on all the videos. Now,
from this, there's been one thing that's surfaced. So Cody Co, his strategy is just, I'm not gonna give it any mind because it happened so long ago. It's gonna blow over eventually. I'm pretty sure this is his strategy, and it would work for him because he's a big enough creator. It's not gonna like.
Yeah.
The next big drama is going to overshadow his, and it's going to be fine. And people will forget about it for the most part.
I feel like a lot of these cases where there's accusations, it's like a coin toss. If you try to deny it or come back or apologize or whatever, it's like you might just be digging yourself deeper. Like I get the whole let's just ignore it, and what's bad might be bad, but yeah.
And then there's been one thing that's come out from it that I want to know your opinion on.
Okay.
He went to college with somebody who was is an alleged assaulter.
Okay.
Now, alleged is because I think they took like a plea deal or something in the case, and it wasn't given a yes or a no that he did or didn't do it. They were really, really good friends, and this person was in Cody Co's videos a lot. Then that news came out, and he was no longer in Cody Co's videos, but he's still a very good close friend of Cody Co.
Yeah.
Like he went to his wedding not too long ago. And people are saying that Cody's a really bad person because this person is still in his life.
Okay.
And what are your thoughts on that? Somebody is allegedly an assaulter. And it's like,
I don't know. I feel like that's a red flag, but it could be fine. Like, they know more about the situation than the outside, right?
right.
But he's probably not a good person if he believes that the dude did it, whether he was found legally innocent or not, and still continues to have him in a close part of his circle. That's probably a bad guy type of thing to do. But
right. And I agree. I think, I don't know, we're in a weird state in the world with all things where it's guilty until proven innocent instead. Right. And you're right, because that person could have done it, or they could have not done it, or any number of things. And the fact that they're still friends could be bad or it could be good, but we don't know actually.
Yeah.
Why are we making such crazy, like, cutthroat decisions on that, on politics, on anything? Everything is like that. It's insane. We're just jumping to the next, like.
But I feel like I try really hard not to do that. So I don't know. It feels extra insane to me when like you bring up the worst example ever, right? 25-year-old hooked up with 17-year-old. I'm like, okay,
right? Because there's
like,
so much context.
Really, really bad. Or that could be, that's bad.
Right?
Why,
I don't know.
what are you doing?
It's just crazy to me to, my brain has a hard time getting around 1725 versus 1826, and one of them being like, you're the worst person ever, you like minors. And then be like, oh, yeah, that's fine.
Well, it's because just you're going all in on a decision that makes you feel morally good. And if
virtue signaling is what I was looking for earlier.
Yep. And if you feel morally good, you don't have to think about it anymore. Why would you ever want to exist in a gray area?
Right? Like, it bugs me.
Yeah.
It feels like there's no actual thought in it. It's just robot, be mad Twitter brain.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's the same thing. Like, oh, Biden is like so mentally demented. He doesn't know his own name and all this stuff. And it's like, the other side of that is like, no, he's totally fine. He's all good. Or maybe he's like old AF and has a highly stressful job, and he's probably gonna have moments where his old comes out.
Right.
It doesn't have to be all the way.
Yeah. Things are hardly ever 100% one direction.
Yeah, like, I hate
sometimes, like, 5 seconds of summer's in there too, and it like equals out.
We're out of my wheelhouse. I don't know bands.
Oh. Sometimes like Big Time Rush is in there as well.
Why are you in a big time rush? man.
Yeah, it's been a crazy month. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next. Do you have any predictions?
I mean, one already came true today, so that was cool.
Oh yeah, your prediction again. Yeah. I did ask Buddy. He did not bet on Biden winning, because if he would have, I would have blamed all of this on him. I would have blamed.
That was like 10% of why I didn't do it. The other 90 was I couldn't figure out how to get the right documents uploaded to place the bet. I was ready to drop. I was going to put like $1,000 on Biden. That's
crazy. That is insane. One of my friends, this is a completely random, whatever. A friend of mine told me yesterday that I am a very lucky individual.
Okay.
That things just usually end up working out in a positive way for me.
Sure.
Such as like you not being able to find out how to bet, so you didn't lose a whole bunch of money from doing this thing.
I call myself lucky all the time, for sure.
And I was like, am I really? What have I done that's lucky? And I was thinking about it. I'm like, yeah. Like with the BJJ, I decided I wanted to join right when they had a really, really good discount.
Doubled the classes.
Yeah, and the classes doubled. Like, I was thinking of lucky in like, I guess, different ways of like noticeable, like you're walking down the street and the money's there. Lucky. But yeah, it's very, I suffer from, I think, being a white male in society, and good things just happen. Which is, yay me, I guess.
Everyone look at him. No, I for sure think I'm like super lucky. I look back. I remember when I decided to buy a house.
Oh yeah, great time.
I was camping with my family one day, and I had no reason other than feel like I should just buy I should buy a house. And it was in 2020, right before prices like doubled.
Yeah, great time. Wasn't it also when interest rates were going down for a minute? Like
my interest rate is 3% flat.
Yeah.
Which right now I think they're like 6+.
Yeah. Crazy.
Crazy good interest rate. My house, like over the next couple months, shot up like 25% in value. It's just like And there's no good reason I should have been rewarded for that decision.
Yeah.
But
insane.
I don't know. Whatever. I mean, it worked.
And so,
yeah.
With that, do you think, because I never put it in that perspective before, it's like, yeah, that is very lucky. I think even like all aspects of my jobs I've gone through, like we talked about before, I've never tried to go into management. I've always just gotten there, which is just very, I guess, luck based, you know, like, of course I have to go in and do the work to do it, but in order to get like recognized and then asked to go up and then do it is luck. Yeah. How many things do you think people have in their life that are like that they just refuse to acknowledge?
I was going to say, this is like the last like week or two I've been thinking about this. I don't know if I'm actually lucky or if I'm just a bigger optimist than even I thought I was.
Right.
Like I might just only focus on the good stuff.
Yeah. Because when my friend told me that, I said, I don't know if I'm lucky or if I'm just incredibly optimistic and laws of attraction work for me. You know?
I don't believe in laws of attraction, but...
What do you mean? Attractive people are attractive. That's the law.
That's the law. You got fined because you're fine. No, I think people just skip over a lot of the good.
Right.
I don't know.
So I was thinking about that, and there's people that, I don't know if you heard this when you were growing up, but I heard it a lot of people saying, no, studies have shown that when you're depressed, you're more realistic.
I've never heard that.
No. They're saying because you can see behind the facade of like optimism through it. I just don't think that's true, because there's also studies that show that when you're depressed, you look for the worst case scenario, right?
Yeah,
it's just like
you can do both.
Mm-hmm.
You can do both, because I'm optimistic, but I like to think I'm relatively. I was gonna say relatively twice. That doesn't work, does it?
Realistic.
I'm relatively realistic with my optimism, because I never think like nothing will go wrong. I'm just like, it'll probably work out.
Yeah.
But when it doesn't, it's like, oh, well, I rolled the dice. That's my bad.
Right.
Whoops.
I know. That's exactly my approach to it. I'm like, yeah, life will end up working out however it's going to work out.
And you can do the same thing with being on the pessimistic side, where you're like, nothing's ever going to work out. But it might.
Right.
Like it might. Yeah, okay, cool. I got one stupid win. Whatever. I'm still going to be pessimistic. Or you could literally just never accept any win at all. I don't think depressed people are like more realistic than
I think
optimistic
I
people.
think they are less.
I
think when you're
think about how many times they get like the dosage wrong.
Right. That's crazy. That is a joke. That is. God damn. Woo!
Sorry.
No, I get it. I've had a couple friends that have messed it up.
I mean, the rates are there.
I think.
But it's a good thing.
Yeah, we're happy about that.
I'm optimistic that more people will mess up their attempts.
Right. Another thing I think completely different is I think you're more extroverted than you would classify yourself as well.
I don't know about that.
You don't know?
No. I think it bubbles.
You think it bubbles? Like it goes on. Bloop, bloop.
Yeah, like it completely depends on my environment, who I'm around.
Fair.
And what my battery's at.
Yeah, I think everybody has a battery and an environment that they're more comfortable in. I feel like you're more comfortable kind of going outside of that boundary a little bit more than other people I know that are very introverted.
I think I work at it more than a lot of people.
Yeah.
But it's intentional effort. Like I don't think it doesn't come as free as some people.
Yeah. But which is interesting. Everything's on a spectrum. Everybody's a little neurospicy.
We're all on the spectrum. I'm tired of pretending like we're not.
Yeah. Every single one of us that we were talking about a YouTube song, a song from an artist called Neurospicy. People are absolutely hating on it because she says that everybody's a little neurospicy, and all the comments are like, how are you not getting hate for this? You're infantilizing being neurospicy, but she compares it to like who was it? Thomas Edison, Einstein,
Newton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stupid baby losers that invented the laws of physics as we understand them today.
Those infants, how dare they?
No, it's like I feel like that's another type of virtue signaling type of thing. Like, hey, that's my thing. I'm the special one. I get the credit. Not everyone is like me and has hardships. It's like
it's
they
such
probably don't have as bad as you because you're commenting on the internet, and like that's already a pretty good sign that you're got something going on.
That you're doing well, which reminds me of something I've said. Right? No, this is part of it, I guess. But one thing I was thinking about as well, and I've said it before on here, like back before YouTube, was that I really dislike the videos of 5 signs that you have autism, 5 signs that you're depressed, and they're just like generic signs of life.
Yeah, Braden, that's a mirror, dude.
And people are like, it's a mirror, is what you said.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh my God, I didn't even know I had ADHD. This makes so much sense now that I've done this. And they're feeling good to like accept this, that everybody has a little bit of that. And then the other side, they're like, no, not everybody's neurospicy. I'm unique. I'm different. Mm-hmm. Which I guess this whole thing, I have a question for you guys, which are, what are you hiding from yourself? What weird hills are you standing on that you're not letting yourself be happy and realize that life isn't as crazy as you think it is?
Everything's going to be fine, guys, or we'll all die.
Shh. It'll all work out.
Yeah.
It'll be okay.
You're going
to die or you won't.
You manifest it, and either you're going to be Trump or you're going to be the guy that was standing behind him.
Okay. They say the guy behind the gun is the one that lives forever.
Is that true? What?
Well, that's the saying, right?
I don't know.
Or it's the guy in front of the gun lives forever.
Why?
Because they're the one that got shot and killed.
But then they're not living.
Right, but their idea, their image, the thought of them lives on forever.
Oh, like a martyrdom type of thing?
Yeah. Is that phrase confusing?
Yeah.
Because,
I just asked like 6 questions.
Yeah,
about it.
like who's in front of the gun? Because then you also have like, I was sitting there behind the barrel of a 45, and it's like the gun was pointing at me and I was behind it, you know? But then you say the person in front of the gun, also pointing the gun at them, is the one that lived. Or is the person that's in front of the gun the one that's holding the gun? Like, I don't... English is hard.
You get a gun that faces 2 directions.
Okay.
You get your closest friend.
Yes. And you shoot it
and we both live forever.
Ooh. Suicide pact?
No. Live forever pact.
Yes. That's how I make the cats live forever.
No. Braden, no.
All right. Well, I think that runs us up about time on there. There's a lot that happened in July, and there's going to be a lot that happens even still in July.
True.
So go ahead and comment down below what we missed over the next 10 days when you're listening to this that we didn't have the foresight to talk about because we cannot see the future.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of a rash prediction that I actually feel confident about, but it's pretty wild right now. So.
A rash prediction. If Kamala doesn't step in, who would be the person?
I don't know.
Bernie Sanders, let's go. He's going to step up.
4th time's the charm, baby.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is going to go and decide to run. Oh, he's not old enough. Hassan Piker.
No, I think...
Could you imagine Hassan Piker as president just doing live streams for 8 hours a day from the office?
Terrible. I don't know. A lot of people want Pete Buttigieg. I don't know. I saw videos from the 2020 primaries when he was running. And there were multiple people that like they were interviewing people after they vote. And who'd you vote for? Oh, I voted for Pete. And they're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then it comes out that he's gay. And they're like, what? I want my vote back. And I was like, are we still there?
Yeah, it's gotten worse. It's not that we're...
Like, I don't know if he can even win on the Dem side, though.
Yeah.
So probably not him.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's gotten worse over the last 2 years, I think, have really escalated how much we've regressed as a society in that. Like, we've gone a lot, and then we dropped a lot as far as progress with the queer community.
Wild. It's... What a wild time. Life isn't boring.
Life is only boring if you make it boring.
I don't know how you could do that these days.
You do things that make you happy, but you do them too much, so you're no longer happy while doing them.
How?
You play a video game you love.
Done.
Right? And you get to a point that's frustrating. And you're getting frustrated at the game, so you're not liking the game. You're not having fun. You're 5 games into League of Legends, and you've lost all of them. Right?
You ruined everything.
And you're just like, no, I need to get a win. I need to get a win. So you're playing, but you're getting tilted, and you keep losing, so it's getting worse and worse and worse. That's how.
Okay.
Sometimes you got to put the game up, go away for a little while, and come back.
Especially League of Legends.
Yeah.
Without the coming back part.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. Gretchen Whitmer. Done.
All right. I don't have anyone.
Yeah. Loser.
McCain. He's in switch sides. He's switching sides.
I saw. No, it's okay. Crazy conspiracies. We're done. We've had enough.
We've had a lot.
Life is wild.
Life is crazy. Go and tell us how crazy life really is down below. Let us know what we missed when something crazy is gonna happen, and LeBron James decides to run for president. Terry Crews might. That'd be cool. Oh, Kanye West is gonna come in. That's my conspiracy. Kanye West is coming back. He hasn't been in the spotlight for a while.
Wait, what if Dwayne The Rock Johnson runs against Hulk Hogan?
That would be and then he does the opposite. He actually plays out the Idiocracy scene. That'd be so cool.
He's got my vote.
If he shows up in his blue spangled outfit.
Blue spangled.
Is that not it?
It just sounds funny. I've only ever heard the word spangled.
Blue spangled banner.
After star.
Star spangled banner. Blue. I don't know. Okay.
No one does. Bye.
All right. Hasta luego. Yeah, a lot of diabetes pills just remove hunger. But like, they stop. I think it's not ghrelin. I think it is.
I think that sounds right.
Yeah, your ghrelin hormone, which is your hey, I'm hungry right now. Feed me.
We should rename it
to gremlin.
Gremlin.
Yeah. It would be so much. It makes sense. Gremlin is like, yeah, I got a little gremlin in my belly that says, feed me.
Got a thyroid thing. Got a gremlin thing. Like, my life is crazy.